Now that all of the translations are in X, Y, and Z, let's to get a better idea of the differences, let's do all of this again. I'm gonna press Ctrl Z and let's disable completely the root motion extraction. But we do need still the root bone for sure, but we're not gonna extract movement. So basically the root bone is gonna be static in position, and the rest of the movement of the character is gonna be basically from the hip bone. Let's do convert. So that's the root bone. We're gonna click play. So look at the difference. So all of the movements, if any, is gonna be relative. Right now it's not easy to appreciate. We're gonna see more implications of all this with the other two motions that we're gonna import. But for the most part, it's in the same location, nothing happens. So sometimes that's what you want. Sometimes maybe you want an animation where the root motion is at the same position. So from the point of view of the game engine, when you are playing with this character, you import it, you start using it, you know that the transform of the character is going to be always static. Even though it's all moving, it's going to look like the entity is not moving at all, which is interesting. Sometimes that's what you want. Let's stop this and revert back again. And let's try again, but we are going to, for example, we're going to extract X, and actually let's extract X only. Okay, and let's see the implications of this. And we're going to click convert, and we're going to click play. You see now the root bone extracted only the movements in the X direction. So you will see there is a little bit of wiggle as the animations proceeds. Okay, now you see what this is doing. Oh, if you want to extract the X, the overall X displacement of the character into the root bone, this is how you do it. And let's stop this. Ctrl Z again. And let's do only now Y. Let's extract only the total character Y movement into the root bone. Click convert. Let's play again. Look what is going on. Now only in the Y direction the root bone moves. Let's stop this. Now let's do with Z, and let's click convert. Click Z and convert. It's almost as if nothing happened. That means that the character, the way the animation came in, was not registering any movement at all in the Z axis. Even though we are extracting it, the bone doesn't move at all. Okay, so, you know, that's okay. It's actually most common because you will only see Z axis changes in animations where the character is actually jumping. But if the character is not jumping, then of course you're going to see this effect, assuming you're not extracting X and Y. Okay. One more thing that maybe we'll appreciate in others animations is the extracting the rotations against the Z axis. Let's take a look at what happens now. Oh, so the whole average orientation changes of the character are now being extracted into the Z axis. So what does this mean? It means that we didn't extract translations. So when you're using this character in game, it's gonna appear as if the character is changing orientation around the z-axis with zero changes in movement. And sometimes that's what you want. Sometimes you don't want that. So the possibility is there. Now, the final thing to cover here is the meaning. Remember, as soon as we select any of these options, you will see the other option called zero out. This one is interesting. This means, for example, in this case, we only have X, so 0 out of X shows up. So as soon as all of the translation data is extracted for the X-axis and placed on the root bone, so we basically extracted all of that from the animation, we can actually zero out, so wipe the complete Z movement from, X-axis movement from the character. So that is what the animation is going to do. So even if we pick, for example, we're going to extract all of the translations, but we're going to remove them, and we click convert. I'm going to click play. And now, because we cancel out the movement from the root bone, all of that movement, because it was relative, it actually is now more, is now seen as it happens on the character. So now the character is kind of sliding around the root motion, or around the root bone. The zero out option is not something I regularly use, but it's there. It's the least useful of options, but I think I found some animations where it actually helped me to get the root motion right. Okay, let's stop this. So for the purpose of the tutorial, we are going to extract only, well, we're going to extract all of it, X, Y, Z, and we don't want to extract rotations. That means the root bone is going to be pointing towards Y minus constant. Also, the extracting rotations will be important in animations where you want the character is kind of looking around and changing direction, and you want to, let's say, at runtime, you want to read those movement, those orientation changes. It can help you in that situation if you care about knowing where is the character looking at. At this moment, we don't care. So now we're going to do the official conversion here. Let's do one more play. Looking good. I'm going to stop this. And of course, export. I'm going to call it Agony 2 because I already had some previous animations that I have worked with. So I'm going to call it Agony 2. Remember, it's going to be added under a motions subfolder from this folder. And because we already converted, all we have to do is click export FBX and done.